Local volunteers plan another neighborhood cleanup this weekend.
A new fire station has been designed with a retro look in mind, and banners will be the topic Friday at a Flag Day program.
Temperatures are heading up across East Alabama. We'll have a hot forecast coming up in weather and in sports. The Oxford Yellow Jackets playing some summertime basketball out at McClellan. EAN Local News begins now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Hello, we're glad you joined us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
The Anniston Changers will be back for their monthly neighborhood cleanup project this weekend, and this time the volunteer organization will be working on McElroy and Moore Avenues in the area around the Anniston Full Gospel Holy Temple. The Anniston Changers are asking for help from people who can bring their own weed eaters and work boots to the project area. They'll be meeting in the temple's parking lot at 8 a.m. and work through 11 a.m. The group will be picking up the litter through the Moore and McElroy area, cleaning a few properties and helping with some other projects. Volunteers are also asked to bring hedge clippers and lawnmowers to help with that work. As always, food, drinks, and music will be provided throughout the event. More information is available by calling 256-846-2044.
Gadsden is getting a new fire station near Nakalula Falls, and it's designed to blend in with the city's main tourist attraction. Crews have been tearing down the old fire station number 5 to make room for the new facility, which will also feature a new police precinct annex. Gadsden Mayor Craig Ford says he and Fire Chief Will Reed have prioritized the fire stations that need to be replaced to give better service to Gadsden residents. The new station is being built next to the entrance to the Nakalula campground. It will have a log cabin style look to match the style of the ongoing renovations at Nakalula Falls Park and Campground. Ford says that while this new station is under construction, a temporary station has been set up across from the Kiwanis Pavilion. When we come back, a local band director talks about his school's most recent honor.
Spring into freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Ken Bodiford, Director of Bands at Jack State, tells the Calhoun Journal that this week's performances by the Marching Southerners in Normandy, France were a tremendous experience for his students. The band was deeply honored to pay tribute to the men and women who fought to liberate Western Europe and change the course of World War II, according to Bodiford. The Southerners performed last week at the American Cemetery at Normandy on the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and also marched in the parade held in the first village liberated by American troops following the invasion. The JSU band has made several international trips in recent years, and in December 2022, the Southerners were awarded the Sudler Trophy, the highest honor given to college marching bands. Jack State is the smallest university to win the trophy in its 40-year history.
Friday is Flag Day, and the Anniston Public Library plans to celebrate with a program on the history and significance of flags called The Fabric of Our Nations. This presentation begins at 2 and will offer insights into the stories and symbols that have united nations and people throughout history. Led by Preston Hale of the American Legion, attendees will delve into the colorful evolution of flags from their inception to the present day. It's suitable for all ages, and this event will provide a comprehensive exploration of the role that flags have played in shaping our world. Participants can expect to uncover the symbolism behind various flags, learn about the evolution of flag design, and gain a deeper understanding of how flags have impacted societies worldwide. And when we return, area residents will have another chance to dispose of big items later this week.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Anniston's next free disposal days are this Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. During this time, the city will have large dumpsters set up at one location in each of the city's wards. In Ward 1, that site will be the Pelham Park parking lot at 349 Cave Road. Ward 2 is the Carver Center lot at 720 West 14th Street. Ward 3 is the South Highland Center parking lot at 229 Allen Avenue. And Ward 4 is the Hodges Center parking lot at 3125 Spring Valley Road.
Jacksonville's first responder rivalry returns to Burgess Snowfield at Jacksonville State University Stadium Saturday morning at 9 as the Jacksonville Police and Fire Departments square off for charity. This year's contest is a flag football match raising money for Jacksonville Christian Outreach Center, and admission is $5 per person.
So you used a word to describe this morning that we haven't heard in a while.
What was that?
Cool.
Oh, yes, it really was. I was on our back porch around 6 o'clock this morning. It was a little chilly.
It was, wasn't it? It was, but beautiful.
Well, I'd like to do it again tomorrow.
Well, let's find out if that'll happen.
Okay. John Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center to tell us all about it. John?
Mike and Katie, we are not going to use the word cool to describe the weather till maybe October. As a matter of fact, we've got the exact opposite. A hot forecast coming up next.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
85 degrees, that was the high again today across East Alabama. And believe it or not, this is going to be the coolest high temperature we're going to see for about another week across East Alabama. This morning, temperatures about 10 degrees below the average. 57 for the low this morning. You see 67 is our average. So again, 10 degrees below the average for this time of year. Record high temperature 98 degrees, the record low 47. The sun setting tonight at 7:54 and the sun rising tomorrow morning at 5:33. It is time for weather on your street tonight. Your street is Capco Drive in DeArmonville, right off Highway 78 East. One more cooler night tonight. We'll drop down to 60, maybe a couple of folks dropping into the upper 50s again. But that word right there, we're not going to use that for a long time across East Alabama. As we head into tomorrow, those temperatures begin rising. 88 for the high tomorrow, several degrees warmer than today on Spring Street in the city of Talladega. Plenty of sunshine, no rain in the forecast in Talladega County or in Cleburne or Calhoun or Etowah, anywhere. We're going to be dry for the next several days. As a matter of fact, as we take a look at the rest of the work week, hot temperatures. That's the story. Taylor Road in Glencoe, it's going to be hot. Temperatures in the 90s after tomorrow all across East Alabama, and it's going to remain in the 90s for quite some time. You're going to see that in our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, our last day in the 80s for about a week or so. 92 coming up on Thursday, 95 on Friday, 96 on Saturday. Some of the late computer model data is suggesting that these temperatures might be trending even hotter than that by the weekend. We'll watch that carefully over the next 24 hours or so. We don't have any chance of rain in the forecast at all until at least Sunday afternoon. Even then, a 20% chance of a shower or less. Maybe a pop-up storm on Monday, about a 1 in 3 chance of a shower. Highs remain in the 90s all the way through the Father's Day weekend. Maybe back below 90 degrees in about a week or so. But again, the theme for the forecast is going to be dry and hot all across East Alabama. And with plenty of sunshine, that means the UV index comes into play. And look at this. This is the forecast basically for today through noon tomorrow. And the UV index here in the southeast is high. You see a lot of 10s and 11s here in the southeastern part of the country. That is on the high end of high and getting into the extreme territory. So that means if you are going to be outside for any amount of time, sunscreen and precautions. This can lead to sunburns, obviously, skin damage. So you need to pay attention to the UV index getting into the extreme category, and it's going to remain this way here in Alabama, particularly here in East Alabama, all the way through the weekend coming up. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We'll take a look at your Wednesday weather at a glance, and I'll be back here tomorrow evening for EAN Local News as we begin looking at the weekend forecast just a bit all across East Alabama. Coming up next in sports, we're going to talk some Oxford High School basketball. That's next.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
A good Tuesday evening to you. John Holder filling in for Namath Pitts with EAN Sports. High school basketball taking center stage on this Tuesday, and out at McClellan at Miller Gym at the Anniston Aquatic Center, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes hosting what is called a basketball play date. The Oxford Yellow Jackets and a number of area teams participating in these full games out at McClellan today. We caught up with Oxford High School head boys basketball coach Joel Van Meter talking about the 24-25 Oxford Yellow Jacket team. And this date today out of McClellan, just part of a busy summer for Oxford basketball.
Which is much better for us. So we played at home Tuesday against Coleman, and then Thursday we went over to University of Alabama and got 3 games in there. This week we played at home yesterday against Chelsea, and we play today 2, and we'll go to Auburn on Thursday and play 3. And then the last week we'll play at home on Monday and Tuesday and go to Homewood on Thursday, and then we finish with the AHSA live event on Friday, which will be great for college coaches to be able to see our players.
We also asked Coach Van Meter about his goals for playing summertime basketball and events like the one today out at McClellan.
Well, I think the biggest thing is you got a new group. Regardless of how many guys come back, it's not the same team as it was last year. So you're trying to develop some chemistry. You're trying to develop some continuity. And, you know, me personally, I'm trying to see what the guys who maybe were playing JV who moved up, and what the guys who were playing varsity and maybe didn't get as much experience or much playing time, like what have they gained? And the great thing about this team is everybody's gotten better.
We also asked Coach Van Meter to look ahead a few months into the future and talk about the outlook for this year's Oxford team in 24-25.
You know, last year we were a team that basically Jalen Alexander had to carry us, and he did. He carried us. But that takes a toll on somebody over the course of a year. And, you know, a lot of times you don't see how really good they are because they're just having to carry you. This year, he can carry us. There's no problem with that, but he doesn't have to. He's got so many other pieces that he can use. We can play inside. We got 2 very good post players. We've got perimeter guys. We got guys who can drive it. The greatest thing that I've seen so far in our 2 games that we played at home that have been 40-minute games, one game we had 18 assists and 12 turnovers, and yesterday we had 20 assists and 16 turnovers. And I told our guys, high school team that has 18 and 20 assists in games, you're going to be pretty good.
We also had a chance to catch up with Cole Limbaugh. He is the area director for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes of the Cheaha Valley, asking him the purpose of this event today at McClellan.
It's a FCA basketball play date, and as a ministry, we just want to be where our coaches and athletes are. So play dates are a big thing, and these guys want to get their reps in and have a good day to compete, get to know their team, and get ready for the season. So we started this. I think this is our third, maybe fourth year to do it, and it's a day where we get to see them compete, be with some coaches and athletes, and then share the gospel with them and feed them some lunch. So for us, it's a win-win to be with our athletes and our coaches and get to share Christ with them.
And the play date is not over. There's another one coming up tomorrow out at McClellan. The girls basketball teams will be taking the center stage tomorrow. A couple of area teams such as Faith Christian and Jacksonville will be participating in that, and we'll be right back out there at the Anniston Aquatic Center to bring you some coverage of that tomorrow night right here on EAN Local Sports. That's going to do it for sports. Now back to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, John, and thank you for watching us today.
You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube and a variety of sites, including our website, the Calhoun Journal, and Newsbreak. Just go to the platform of your choice, and you can watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Wednesday for your news on your schedule.